The RV stuff, we've talked about it, and I understand that I had several people that kind of got upset because I'm starting to do things with my RV, and I guess for them it doesn't seem like prepping. Of course, for me, it seems like that's all I'm doing is preparing to make a big difference in my life, and really kind of on the same lines of you would if you were going to bug out. I'm doing it in a very much larger scale, and I know I've had a lot of people say, "Oh gosh, where are you going to get fuel in a crisis?" Well, I understand that. I do understand that. How are you going to get through a large congested area with a big giant RV? I understand that too. I do understand it. I've thought of all that. I also think that if you're at home and you've got all your preps that you've saved up and your big pantries and everything you got, and you have to bug out, you're going to leave them behind. And that's pretty much my plan, is leave them behind. The fuel, of course, I'm not going to leave behind the vehicle, but the vehicle's going to be a big 3/4 ton truck with four-wheel drive, which means that I can leave the road if I have to and don't have to be on the road. I've got plenty of NATO fuel cans as long as they're full, but that's a prep. You got to keep them full. If they're not full and something hits and you're at home, you're still going to be in the same boat. So I still have to keep prepared. I may have to renew my resources more often because I'm traveling than I will be when I would be at home, because I have more room to store, so the resources last me longer. I'm not planning on going to these big RV, resorts. That's not my intent. I'm planning on being in areas that are secluded. I would love to do as much boondocking, which would be dry camping, off of shore power as I could. I'm not too enthused about running this generator, all the time. But if it's the case of generating to charge up my batteries, then maybe. That's why I did get some solar panels. I don't have a lot, but just enough to run, some electronic devices like cell phones and things like this. I know that, there's probably not going to be a lot of computer use there. But if I'm in a situation that it's a down situation, that people are having a problem, it doesn't matter if you're out in the middle of nowhere, if you're in the middle of town. If you don't have utilities, you don't have utilities. So I think the chances of me being bothered with or stolen from being out somewhere located way out away from everybody is better than being located in my hometown with everything breaking loose. Now, I do believe that small towns are going to be better than the large ones, but eventually they're going to weed their way out there. I mean, because everything's going to disappear in the large towns if that's the case, and then they're going to have to work their way out. But they're going to have to work their way out to get to me, and that's what I had in mind right there completely. The other thing is that I have my mother that lives with me. I hear these guys all the time, talking about, hitting the road and going and walking and stuff. And I mean, and people will say, well, you need to be in good shape. You need to be in physical shape. You need to be thinking about what you're eating. It doesn't matter what kind of shape you're in or what you're eating if you're 71 years old. That's a fact. If you're 71 years old, you're not going to be able to get out here and walk long distances at a time. You might be able to go a long distance, but you're going to have breaks and you're going to have to stop, especially if it's on in the situation where the ground's not level and you're having to, step high, step low, every few steps. So anyway, I kind of felt as if some of my viewers thought I had betrayed them, and I really couldn't understand why. I've made lots of videos, guys. If you just started watching me, please go back. I've made so many videos about things that other people have made videos about too now. It's kind of like a BUCKRUN11'S, a good friend of mine. He has a challenge, and if you haven't went to his channel, check it out. It's fun. I enjoy doing his challenges. but they're really hard for me, really super hard for me, because anything you ask for, I probably got a video on it already. And I feel redundant by doing another video on the same thing that I've already done in the past. But I still try to do each and every one of them. They may not be the best, video in the world, but that's because I feel like it's, I've done it once, or maybe I've done it, 3 years ago or 4 years ago, and there's, 25 videos out there on the same thing. It's like November's challenge for him is to build something. Well, I'm really having a difficult time with that for several reasons. First being is, since I'm going on this trip that I'm going on and going to be away, I've sold most of my tools. So it's going to be hard for me to make something. But I know. I mean, I could take out a pocket knife and whittle something out of a stick, And I know that BUCKRUN would be more happy if I did that and made a video on it. But I feel like that's not fair to what the challenge is all about. But I'm going to come up with something. I mean, he gives us a little earlier start, which is good. Gives me an opportunity to think about what I'm going to do. And it's not fair to go back and reach and grab an old video that you had made that you had no idea maybe who BUCKRUN11 even was at that time and use it to enter his contest. That's not right. I want to make sure that the content in the video mentions BUCKRUN, and because, he would do that for me, and I'm going to do that for him. So I don't want to make it more difficult for him. Gosh, it's hard enough to be hitting something with a bow and arrow flying in the air without hitting your wife, throwing up the target. He's pretty good at that, though. I'm gonna tell you something. He's pretty good at that, and I think that's pretty cool. Because I started out with long bows when I was a kid, and I like them. So anyway, so I'm gonna let you go at this time and go out and check out BUCKRUN11'S videos, and I will talk to you later. Thanks for watching.